The perfect jacket is a beautiful thing.
Isn't it just?
But perfect varies, and I mean wildly, based on what you're attempting to use said jacket for.
Yeah, a jacket that's perfect for climbing might not be for backpacking or biking, etc.
And, well, I won't say the Jack Wolfskin Pre-Light Alpha jacket is perfect, but it's pretty dang close and impressively versatile.
We tested it this summer and fall. You may have seen us sporting it or mention it in our videos about Grand Teton National Park and the Arlberg Trail in Austria. And we were pretty impressed.
But before we continue, a quick note, if you're new to the channel, we have a Patreon where we give away gear that we review to one of our supporters. Things like water bottles, tents, backpacks, stoves, trekking poles, all kinds of wonderful outdoor gear.
So be sure to sign up over at patreon.com/Terradrift.
With that out of the way, let's talk deets. This jacket, for starters, is ultralight. A men's medium weighs under 8 ounces, so yeah.
The Pertex fabric is windproof, so it really helps keep out the cold.
But the side and underarm panels are super stretchy, so there's still plenty of freedom of movement here.
And the hood with that high collar fits nice and snug. Plus it takes up practically no room in your pack when it's time to shed a layer.
It's not insulated in the traditional sense, but it's more like a windbreaker with some funky, fibery fleece-type lining around the torso, shoulders, and neck. It's called Polartec Alpha Active Insulation, and it's supposed to offer warmth while also being supremely breathable when you're working hard. And it didn't disappoint.
It has 2 hand pockets, which are made of fine stretch mesh for added breathability if you leave them open, and the cut is actually really nice.
Agreed. I wore an extra small, and Josh had a medium, by the way, if you're curious about sizing.
The jackets are totally PFC free, as are all Jack Wolfskin products. The stretch material on the sides is made of 95% recycled materials, and the insulation is made of 56% recycled materials.
But testing. What did we think of these jackets? You want to know.
They were surprisingly warm.
Agreed. Especially as an outer layer on mild days, especially considering how thin and lightweight they are.
Plus, the stretch panels meant I could wear it over bulkier clothes without feeling like Ralphie's little brother from A Christmas Story.
But yeah, I always felt like I could move fine in it, whether I was wearing it over a t-shirt or my new favorite middle insulating layer, my Houdini Pace hoodie.
And we did a lot in these jackets. We took them on multi-day hikes in the mountains of Austria, camping, mountain biking in Utah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they really hit that sweet spot between too much and too little. Like, if I left it on during an uphill climb on my mountain bike when it was, in the 50s or 60s, I didn't feel like I was gonna overheat and die immediately.
There were certainly times I wish I had taken mine off, but yeah, it was never so hot during intense exercise that I absolutely had to pull over and get rid of it.
And because it's so light and breathable, it just didn't feel as sweaty either. I mean, that sort of feathery insulation also keeps a solid layer of synthetic fabric from sticking to your skin. So, multiple pros here.
I appreciated how light and compact it was. I mean, there's no reason not to bring it along just in case. It was really nice to have in the Austrian Alps where weather can change quickly and you want something you can just whip out and throw on. I mean, it really did keep me surprisingly warm.
I will say on the downside that these stretch panels are starting to pill just a little bit, but only time will tell if that gets bad enough for me to actually want to complain about.
Is it the perfect jacket for every adventure? Well, it's certainly not designed for winter activities, but for an impressively wide range of other stuff, yeah, I'd say it comes pretty close, honestly.
Hiking, biking, backpacking, active travel, anything where it might be cool or windy, but you're still working hard, oh, for sure, I would bring this jacket along.
It's not exactly a budget jacket, though, at $179.
Very little good gear is a budget item. So we've learned over years of gear testing. That said, if it's your go-to layer for frequent fast and light adventures that will probably involve some chilly wind or cool temps, honestly, it's probably worth the investment, especially if it means you don't have to buy multiple jackets for every separate activity.
The men's comes in size small to extra, extra large, and 3 colors, including this really nice sea blue.
I like it. That's a good blue. And the women's comes in sizes extra small to extra large, so not super size inclusive here, which is a bummer, but also 3 colors.
And do keep in mind they're a bit more fitted than some jackets. They are a European brand after all, so size up if you're between sizes or like a little bit more room.
Naturally, we'll put a link to the men's and women's in the description below.
And while you're down there, make sure to ring the bell and hit subscribe. It really does help support our channel.
Then, watch some more of these rad gear reviews. Just don't forget to also follow us on Instagram and Facebook too. We're at Terradrift.
And don't forget about our Patreon. If you want behind the scenes footage, bloopers, and to win gear you see featured on the channel.
Then layer up, kids, and wander on.